Hi, everybody. It is Monday night in the town that Disney built called Celebration, Florida. So you know what time that is.
Information on celebration.
So it's so good to see everybody again. We meet here every Monday night at 7 p.m. to talk about one of our favorite towns. Our Florida Motion Realty Group is based in the town that Disney built called Celebration, Florida. I'm in the Near Disney YouTube studio right now, and we collectively will gather information for the week, what's going on in this great town of Celebration. So if you get a chance, please let me know where you're watching from. I do know that sometimes people are, hold on 1 second, there we go. Sometimes people are watching from afar because they're thinking about moving here. I love that. And then many times it's locals that are tuning in to see what kind of activities are going on this week. And let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff going on. This town celebrates, I can tell you that much. Did you enjoy your Easter? Did you gather with friends for Passover? Like to hear about that. If you have any photos, always feel free to send those to us too if you want us to try to share that. I can tell you this is the week of Monday, April 21st. The weather is spectacular. My husband and I have started walking the dog early in the morning. The weather is so great. You know, if you get out there by 7 o'clock in the morning when the sun gets up and you walk to Starbucks downtown Celebration, get some good exercise, breathe in the great, the air is crisp at that time. There's some people out and about walking, and so it's just a great place to live, right? How many of you have been out on the trails of Celebration, either walking or riding your bike? Ron and I saw, they have the yellow bikes that are for rent at the inn at Celebration. And we noticed how they've made it very easy. So somebody can even go up with their phone with a QR code and pay to have access. I think it might have been $20 an hour or $20 for 2 hours. But they make it very easy if somebody wants to rent a bike there. So I'd like to hear or see some pictures of people doing that as well. So what's going on this week? Let's talk about a couple of things. I'm a big fan of what Jason Handler is doing. He is in charge of the fairly new Celebration Social. But I tell you what, let me see if I can get this up right. Yeah, I thought this is a really cool graphic that he had put up. Let's see here. There's Jason, second person to the left, with some really cool people that are part of the Celebration Social. And I'll share with you, they have, well, actually we have, because I'm part of that group now too. There's over 1,000 people that are part of the Celebration Social, and something's coming up this Saturday. And I love the fact that it ends about the time that something else cool is starting right afterwards. So if you're looking for something to do on Saturday, that would be April the 26th. April the 26th. Know that a bunch of us are going to meet downtown at Lakefront, right across Kitty Corner from from the Downtown Diner. Shout out to the Downtown Diner, and also Catty Corner to Reggiano's. Shout out to Reggiano's as well. But we're going to meet at Lakefront for check-ins and intros about 3:45 on Saturday. And then at 4 o'clock on Saturday, the first stop is the Celebration Town Tavern. And that's where you're going to be able to grab a drink and connect. And know, too, that it's not necessarily just a big drinking, brawling type of thing. A lot of times when people are coming to connect, they're also getting a mocktail, or something at the Town Tavern, or having a drink. As I tell you what the itinerary is like, you're going to know this is not the idea of like a bar crawl where you're just drinking a lot and a lot. We're going to go to the Town Tavern first. And then at 5, once you get that drink, then we're going to walk around the lake, the scenic lake loop. I thought that was smart for a casual stroll and to have some good conversation. And then at 5:45, oh, hey, Lazy Wolf. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. Still watching, I think, Australia. Thanks for watching from there. I appreciate that. Hey, Amanda. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the thumbs up. I'm seeing a lot of you come on now. So then at 5:45 p.m., we're going to be going to the Wine Imperium, and you can get some wine and snacks there if you'd like. And, Leanne is wonderful. I've talked about her a lot as well. AP and Courtney from the Diner, I've talked about them a lot. And of course, I've talked about Paul at Reggiano's and that team. We're just very blessed. We have a lot of cool places. So 3:45 meetup at the lakeside for check-ins, 4 o'clock, Town Tavern. 5 o'clock, we're going to walk around the lake together. 5:45 p.m., there's the Wine Imperium stop. And then at 6:30, the group will end up wrapping up everything for a group photo at Lakeside, I believe. And I think that's perfect timing because, yes, watching from Australia, I love that. Thank you, Lazy Wolf. That means a lot to me. Thank you. So I'd like to be able to talk in an Australian accent. I think those are the coolest accents of all. Don't you guys? Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm seeing a couple people say yes. Yes, indeed. That's right. All right. So what I also thought was cool, and I don't know if Jason did this on purpose, but it's really very cool in my opinion, because you might be able to make 2 cool events that are happening in celebration on the same night. So let me show you what else is going on that night and tell you a good bit about who this person is. If you haven't had the opportunity, oops, here we go, share screen. Okay, let me see if I can get, these are definitely cool people that I'm showing you, but this is not what I was talking about. Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So what is going to happen too on Saturday night, the Celebration Foundation, they do a concert series. And this Saturday night at 7 p.m., if you guys haven't had the opportunity to meet Brad Fischetti is a celebrity in his own right. Here's Brad, if you can see a picture. Brad is a member of LFO, very famous boy band, especially back in the 90s. And he has the F in LFO. And if you haven't heard some of their music, Summer Girls is one of the songs that was a big, huge hit. Girls on TV, just lots of good music. So the doors open at 7 o'clock. It's going to be at Community Presbyterian Church. Now, he honors the boys. Let me tell you what the story is. I'll share as it's listed here with the Celebration Foundation. So there are 3 members of LFO, of which 2 of them have passed away. One passed away a while back. And then the other one, Devin, who I've had the honor of meeting as well, and his wife and his family, they live in Celebration. He passed away as well. So Brad continues to honor the guys. That's where the sneakers are on the mic stand. He's also bringing somebody from the band O-Town to come in. I want to say the tickets are about $40 a piece. And if you would like to go Saturday night, let me read a little bit more about them. I think I told you about a couple of their hit songs, but it says Brad is continuing the tour, and he has been a part of the Pop 2000 tour. That's where a lot of these boy bands in particular are getting together and doing these concert series. But yes, so he's going to have Trevor Pennick from O-Town join him on this one. But what you want to do is you want to call 407-566-1234, 407-566-1234 in order to see if they have tickets still available. As of right now, I believe they do. The Celebration Foundation office is in the 610 Sycamore building. Kathleen Scipio and her team, they do a great job on doing lots of events. But once again, like I said, note this Saturday, get your tickets for LFO, and starts at 7 p.m. Community Presbyterian Church, Brad Fischetti. Brad is also the worship director for the Catholic Church in town, which I love. And, I've been a worship leader for many years myself. And so Brad and I have been friends for a long, long time. And I just think the world of him. He and his family are wonderful. And this is going to be an event you don't want to miss, because I'm not sure that Brad has done a concert in town since he's lived here. And speaking of the Catholic Church, my heart goes out to everybody and with the Pope passing away. I know I had quite a few of my clients today talking about what a great impact that this Pope had. And so I send a lot of love and prayers to those that love the Pope. And Brad now with the Catholic Church, there's all these different connections that's going on. All right. So what I would like to remind you as well, it's kind of a cool business thing to shred papers sometime. And I found that interesting when you looked at the Friday news flash. They talk about, I think it's this Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. It's a happening day, April 26th. If you go to the 815 Celebration Avenue building, yep, I'm reading that right. I think it says 10 to noon. Morgan Stanley is helping to sponsor this, but you can bring up to 5 boxes. I think it's $25 for you to shred paperwork. So especially those people that have been doing paperwork for taxes and you don't want to have a lot of your private information out there, Celebration has even thought about that. So thank you to Morgan Stanley. I think that was Max Elson that was involved in making that happen. So know that that is available for everyone. All right. We do want to respond on this show about a viewer request, and I will probably do that more so at the end because it's only going to apply to some of you, not all of you. Make sense? Yeah. So why don't I go ahead and do what's going on with the market right now in Celebration. As you know, for over 2 years, either Elijah Lewis on my team or myself have been holding down the fort every Monday night, telling you what's going on in the real estate market here. That's what we do for a living. So we would absolutely love to help you buy or sell a home here. We have lots of buyers that we work with. And obviously we've sold lots and lots and lots of houses here in Celebration. So we're familiar with all the different floor plans and everything, and very successful at doing that. But what I wanted to share with you this week, when I pulled up what is on the market, we are super, super low as far as supply. And you know what happens if you have low supply and high demand, then the prices continue to keep steeping and going higher and higher and higher. So as of today, there are only 79 properties that are not condo hotel that are actives. That is way low. That's way, way, way low. So let me share this screen to show you so that you can see right away what I'm seeing. Here we go. See if it'll share. Yeah. So what I'm seeing on MLS as of right now. Hey, Elijah. Elijah, I was just sharing that you and I have been doing this report for over 2 years on Monday nights. So what I'm seeing is there were 15 touch points in the last 7 days. That's what we do. Tell you what's been going on the last 7 days. And what I'm seeing here, there are only 4 new actives, but check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pending. So what does that tell me? There's more going off of the market than coming on, right? And knowing that the full total, everything from condos to estates, there's only 79 choices. That is super low. And let me share 2 single-family homes right now on the market, single-family homes that are not connected to like any condo fee or townhouse fee. There's only 28 of those. And back in the day, we used to have 440 properties that we would be talking about at any given time. So now to only be talking about 79, that's pretty crazy. But we also highlight every week something that has sold. And I'm just very proud to say Elijah and I had the honor of representing Jim Lloyd. If you haven't met Jim before, Jim was actually on the original architectural review committee. He was an architect. And his beautiful wife, Gunn, just recently passed away and realized that this house that was in the main village maybe didn't need this much square feet anymore. So Elijah found the buyer for this home, and it closed today. And just to give you an idea, it sold for $1,150,000, and it had 3,615 square feet. Yeah. So we were very blessed to have the buyer and the seller, and that's what we wanted to report on that. So God bless the buyer, and God bless Jim Lloyd, and thank you for everything that you do for this community. Now, let me talk about what I want to talk about next to those that might have some interest in it. We had a viewer ask us, I guess there's just a lot of young people that have been looking to, will they ever be able to buy a home? With the way the prices are now, Elijah and I will tell you over the course of the last 2 years, our inventory has not grown at all. It's maybe varied between 100. Now it's all the way down to less than 80. And so when that happens, it becomes very tough for the people that live in Celebration, that have young people that are living in their homes, because they historically, I remember when I was younger, one of our goals was, as soon as I finished college was, I wanted to buy a house, because I knew that's one of the best ways to live the American dream, so that you can hopefully get into a home, stop paying rent, going to purchase something so that hopefully your equity will grow. And that's how you make a good amount of wealth over the course of your life. And then hopefully, when you pass, then you're able, that equity then potentially goes to your children or your favorite foundation or something like that. Do you know, and this was mentioned on our show a couple of times. Hey, Dee, thank you, Dee, for doing your videos and everything for us. Looks great. Do you know that the average age for a first-time home buyer, do you know what the age is? If anybody knows that's been watching the show the last couple of weeks, what that age is? It is 38 years old. 38 years old. So I had one of our viewers ask, what's going on? Let me see if I want to share a screen again. What's going on as far as maybe if a young person was wanting to buy a home in Celebration, or do they need to look outside of Celebration? Because the people that are living in Celebration and who have equity and moving around, or people moving into town that may be a little bit older and have, created some wealth, it's easier for them. But let's look at something that I want to present to you. Let's see, share a screen. Here we go. Hang in there with me. All right. So if I were to look at, let's see. No, well, hold on one second. I'm going to share a different screen with you guys. If I were to look at buying something now in Celebration, give me 1 second. I'm going to show you an option that might make sense to me right now. Okay. So there's a house. This is the most economically priced home in Celebration, Florida right now. And today, like I said, is Monday, April 21st. 1457 Resolute Street. It's actually owned by a realtor. And I like to buy homes that realtors have owned because they typically take really good care of them. And they just do a nice job with their upgrades and everything. So as of today, $712,000 is what you're looking at in order to get into Celebration with a single family home. Now, the reason why I say that is a lot of times young people are concerned about paying condo fees or townhouse fees because they're thinking, I haven't really had the experience of making a mortgage payment before. Now I've got to be concerned about if my condo fee is going to go up or my townhouse fee is going to go up. And so a lot of times people are recommended to try, if they can, to do a single family home, and then making sure that they have a place that the roof doesn't need to be replaced anytime soon, that they ask their realtor to get them a 1-year home warranty as a gift. That's going to give them peace of mind for a year. And then as a buyer, you pay $100 for any service fee that comes in. But, if an air conditioner goes out, $100 service fee, or a hot water heater goes out, $100 service fee. But it can save you $8,000 by having one of these, right? So this would be a home, 1457 Resolute Street. I would probably recommend to somebody that wants to get their feet wet in Celebration, and what a great choice it is. It's a really nice home. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's 1875 square feet, and you can give us a call on that. But what I also want to talk about is there is a reality that if you have maybe even family members that want to move to Celebration and you are getting sticker shock on the price point, we wanted to share a video with you that Dee Bellavati put together. We're talking about some areas right outside of Celebration within a 30-minute drive, and what's going on with how to approach these purchases for these younger people or these first-time home buyers. Because I can't even really say younger people anymore when I know it's 38 years or higher is your average first-time home buyer, because it's just difficult to come up with down payment and everything for homes. So I want you to give us a call, 407-808-9845, or Elijah or Virginia or Sue, the people that you're going to see on my show, because they also have a show on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. We do an evergreen show on Friday. There are loans that are out there right now for first-time home buyers, somebody who has not owned a home in 3 years. Hey, Bruni. Thanks for watching. Bruni, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. There are loans out there that you can possibly get into a property with just your earnest money deposit. So let me just share. Let's say you look outside of Celebration and we find you something for about $450,000. On something like that, you may only have to put $2,500 down for an earnest money deposit. Most people can normally come up with something like that. And then the lender, actually Mike with Epic is a lender that's really doing a great job on these. They have loans for first-time home buyers where they'll help with your down payment. And then what I've got to do, or my team's got to do, is we have to find a home where a seller is willing to maybe pay 3% towards your closing costs. So instead of maybe taking that house and getting the price lower on that house, we might be looking at saying, hey, I'd rather have the 3% off of the home with you paying towards the seller's, right? Towards the buyer's closing cost. See what I'm saying? So it really can happen, you guys. Fairy godmother of real estate is telling you this can happen. So of course you've got to do a couple things. Make sure that your credit score is at a good point. If it's not, that's okay. Still contact us, because there's ways that you can start getting into programs to start making that better so that you can be in position. But please stop paying rent out there, because you're not having a tax write-off. You know, if you own something, you can write off the interest on what you're paying on your taxes. You are not threatened with having to move every week, or not every week, but every year. You can actually hang things on the wall, and you can have some home ownership. So let me show you a video of some examples. Let me see. I don't know that let me see if my video popped up again. Okay, while I am trying to show you this video, hold on one second for me, because it popped off. Everybody, especially if you're a Disney cast member that lives in Central Florida, we want you to stay tuned, because we're going to give you some really great insight on how you can buy a home, stop paying rent, and still be within a reasonable driving time to get to work. Stay tuned. So pick number one for the week of mid-April 2025, the fairy godmother of real estate is going to do a bibbidi-bobbidi-boo approval on a home that's in a subdivision called Remington. And the reason why I wanted to pick this house is because there's so many Central Floridians that are looking to move around. Many of you are Disney cast members, and this is a price point that I think you're going to be very, very happy with. You have a one-story home that has a gated backyard, a fenced backyard, I should say, and it has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. The square feet on this home is 1,817 square feet. It also has an attached 2-car garage with a pretty ample driveway going up into it. So you are in this gated community of Remington. Remington's only 30 minutes from Walt Disney World. And so if you are one of the cast members that is working there and you want, a drive that's very reasonable, and to be in a price point of $385,000, that's unheard of, you guys. And so I would love for you to talk to me and my team about 2707 Barnsley Lane, and that's Kissimmee. That zip code is 34744. Remington offers that gated community that also offers golf. You've got tennis, swimming pools, playground, basketball courts. So you're going to feel like you are living in that resort environment. And these homeowners are tremendous. They have put a new roof on the property. The AC and the hot water heater were just replaced in 2022. And so once again, remember, the Fairy Godmother of Real Estate and my dream team, if there's anybody that works for Disney, we do some special things for you when you buy or sell a home through us, because we have that kindred spirit. But please give us a call at 407-808-9845. Let me know if you have any interest on house number 1 this week that's been approved from our team. Now, the Fairy Godmother of Real Estate's next choice is a location that's in Davenport in a very nice gated community with lots and lots and lots of amenities. And it too is a very affordable price point. This one is only $449,000. Under $450,000, you're going to be able to have this home that's actually owned by the conductor of the Bee Gees. Do you remember Staying Alive? Remember a lot of those songs? He's also worked with Frank Sinatra, with Darius Rucker. And actually, when you walk in this 1-story home, you're going to see the platinum records that he's been involved with, Barbra Streisand. So it's got a really good vibe in this house. The house has got over 2,000 square feet, all on one floor. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, plus a den. So if you wanted to make that into another bedroom, you could. But it is super well done. And I wanted to show you, we also did pricing in case. I know there's a lot of Disney cast members out there and people that are looking for primary homes and wondering if you can afford to be in these locations. So I can share with you, if you want something really nice on a golf course, having a golf course membership, having access to wonderful swimming pools, those lazy river type of things, tennis courts, bars, restaurants. Well, Stony Brook South is going to be something you're going to want to look at. So I'm going to read off the numbers, but if it was $449,000 and I'm working off of if you have 20% down. Now, once again, if you don't have 20% down, don't fret. Call me, 407-808-9845. We'll see if there's a possible loan where you only put 3.5% down. And then don't worry about that. Okay, but if you were to put 20% down, the monthly payment for your principal and interest on this property would only be $2,270 per month. That's very low. Now, with this area, because of all the great amenities, your HOA is higher, but they're taking care of the lawn. You're being able to have access to golf. You have access to swimming pools, all this, the gated community. It does pop that price up higher to $3,843 a month. So this is a certain type of buyer who's saying, I really want to unwind maybe after work or have as a vacation home. It's not short-term vacation, but you could buy this and rent it out for a year at a time if you want. But if you really want to feel like you are on vacation and you have luxury, 1307 Moss Creek Lane in Davenport. That zip code is 33896. Can't wait for you to see it and give us a call. What I want to talk about now is a super wonderful 1-story home that is at 4562 Tribute. Now, that community is in Story Lake, which is just minutes from Walt Disney World, easy access to the Orlando International Airport, all on one floor, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. The house looks like a model. And it also has a 3-car garage. Now, what I wanted to share with you, why it's one of my favorite picks as well, it's a gated community. And I want to run some numbers for you, just in case if you're interested. $647,500 is the price point on this. That is a great price for this area. Now, if you were to put 20% down, of which you don't have to do that, you can call me at this number, 407-808-9845, and possibly look at putting down as low as 3.5%. But I'm just going to run numbers off of having 20% down. Your monthly mortgage payment for principal and interest as of today, which we're in mid-April, would be about $3,274 a month. Then you're going to add your insurance, your HOA, your taxes. So you can see that, especially if you're looking for a gorgeous, and I do mean gorgeous, 4-bedroom with your 3-car garage, and you're in a gated community that has some wonderful amenities, then we need to talk about this property. Your HOA is $239 a month. And then, of course, your taxes are based off of what you pay for the property. This home is in Osceola County. They have lower taxes than Orange County. A lot of people think Disney is Orange County, Osceola. Well, Osceola has a less of a millage rate. It's about a quarter less. So instead of paying 2 millage points, you're going to pay 1.5 millage points. So you're even saving on your taxes here as well. 4562 Tribute Trail is in Kissimmee. The zip code is 34746. You're going to see how close we are as well to some really great amenities. It's literally just minutes away from Celebration, Florida, and you're going to get a lot of house that looks like a model in a gated community. Can't wait for you to see it. And for our last choice this week, and the Fairy Godmother's top 4 properties in Central Florida for sale. Are you looking for a really great condo? You want something that you can lock and leave and have a gorgeous view? Well, look no further. We're going to be showing you a video on a property. It's 16300 County Road 455, Unit 513 in Bella Colina, and the price is $404,900. If you want to have just a gorgeous view from a 1-story condo in an elevator building with over 1,400 square feet, this is what we want to talk to you about. But in reference to what payments will be, I wanted to highlight that you want to work with a realtor that has lots of experience with lots of different lenders and insurance companies. And matter of fact, I just got off the phone with Mike King, who's with Epic Lending, and we were talking about, for Disney cast members, many times all you have to do is have your earnest money down. You don't necessarily have to have the down payment if you earn under a certain amount per year, which many Disney cast members work very hard, and they're not able to accumulate that down payment. So if you call me at 407-808-9845 and we talk about, hey, maybe we can get the down payment help for you, and then I can ask the seller to pay towards your closing costs, you may be able to get into a property for just a couple of $1,000s, as long as you can afford that monthly mortgage payment, which you probably can because the rents are so high right now, right? So it's best to go ahead and have that conversation with us. So if we can help you in any way, call us. I look forward to talking to you about either a condo. Sometimes you're cash buyers and you're just wanted to have a lock and leave place. We're going to recommend this condo for you. Or maybe you want to live fairly close to Disney because you work there. And we've got Stony Brook, Storybrooke, Remington. We've covered it all on this show. Thank you guys so much for your questions that you have for us. That's what drives our Friday shows. They become evergreen to try to help as many people as possible, because we figure out if you have that question, there's probably other people that have that question too. Then on Monday nights, we do a show specific to Celebration, Florida at 7 p.m. And on Wednesday, we talk about the 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. That's my realtor dream team. That's where you meet the prince of real estate and Aurora and Cinderella and some of those those folks that have been in the business with me for quite a while, and they'll talk about the everything from Winter Garden to Winter Park to Windermere, lots of wins in there because we are winners when we live in Central Florida. We love what we do. We pray that you have a beautiful Easter and Passover season, and look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinder.
So what I wanted to share was the big news is a lot of these loans now are available, just not to Disney cast members. So if you are a first-time home buyer, if you're watching, if you have a youngin that is looking to buy something and thinks they can't, now is the time. Now is the time while the money is available. Please call me at 407-808-9845. And those were some examples. Now, if you can help, I've also seen where parents have helped young people help buy in Celebration. Love that. We've got a lot of properties that are coming on the market soon. Main Village, actually, a couple of Main Village properties. One is going to be about 1.25 million, really nice. Another one's going to be about 1,195,000. So you can see that it's almost like an average price point anymore. It's well over $1 million to be in Celebration. If you have that kind of money, love to help you with it. You know, I think as of right now, prices go all the way up to like $5.5 million here. But we can help you with anything around 25-mile radius. But I just really wanted to re-emphasize, you can do it. You can do it. You can buy a property, and we will help you the best we can. Be sure, please, to keep watching, subscribe, and like to this YouTube channel. We've got some really cool stuff coming out. I know that the Scoop Ice Cream, you know, she's one of our correspondents. Amy, we call her Snow White. She had worked very hard on getting something ready to show Windsor. Some of the questions that we get, sometimes I was out showing some lovely people from California, some properties last week, and we were going to different areas, and we kind of narrowed it down to 2 areas. And one of the areas, they realized they didn't really have a hospital there. They had like urgent care and that type of thing. But, you know, Celebration's got this really high-end hospital here that looks like a resort. That was the deciding factor. So one of the decisions that you might need help with, you may have somebody that's older that you're thinking, okay, if we move to Florida, is there there's something called independent living versus assisted living, voice versus memory care. And Celebration has a place called Windsor, and I can't wait for you to see this video that Amy has done, our Snow White. That's going to be coming up next week, because that could be a deciding factor. Everybody's different, right? We know that lots of people have different things that are on their priority list. And I can share with you that's Celebration. They pretty much have it all. It's very rare for us to ever say that something is not available here, except for maybe snow skiing. You can't snow ski here, but we do make it snow right after Thanksgiving until New Year's Eve. All right. I know I've gone long tonight. I normally only stick to about 30 minutes, but I wanted to just reinforce for those folks that aren't aware, there are loans out there right now that are possible, potentially possible, for as little as your earnest money down. Okay. So call us. We're so glad to see all this stuff going on. I'm excited for Brad Fischetti. I hope to see you guys on Saturday too with the Celebration Social Club. And we've got some big news coming up in the next couple of weeks about the Celebration Town Tavern that we can't wait to tell you more about. All right. Well, if I don't see any questions, I'm seeing a lot of love. I'm seeing a lot of hearts. I appreciate that. Thanks again for watching all the way from Australia. Appreciate you. All right. Hope to see you guys on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. You'll be able to see my Realtor Dream Team then. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.